hear that a man cheats on a woman, I think he's absolutely trash and he can't be redeemed.
Why do I feel like there's a but coming?
But when I hear that a woman cheats on a man, then I want to know what he did wrong.
And some of you are still wondering why the phrase 100 women versus accountability is actually a thing.
Needs to hear this, but guys, stop trying to date women who are clearly out of your price range. You know you can't afford us, so why are you trying to talk to us?
Man, Rachel, your little broke ass work at Starbucks.
Listen, can I?
There you go, I fixed it. Now you don't have to worry about it slipping anymore. Few women go to your closets and think, how legally naked can I dress in public today? The average young woman in 2025 dresses more immodestly than an 1800s prostitute. Why don't you call your father and apologize? That's so tough.
Future husband, hey baby, I'm actually finished cooking the meal. I'm relaxed today, it's football Sunday. Only thing that I'm missing is you. I just wish you just turn that doorknob and come in and just wait for me to serve you your meal. But until then, I'm gonna keep manifesting you. That's it, that's all.
What do the women that beat men look like? Like, I hear so much about them, but what do they look like?
So obviously my first instinct was to go to the comment section because I don't know if there's a specific look. That's what makes it so difficult. There were a ton of women bragging about how they're one of them. Oh, just look at my picture. I'm right here. If a woman made a video asking this very question and the comment section was full of men being like, oh, I'm right here, look at my profile picture, basically admitting to what they do, there would be women like taking down names and calling and filing reports. These men would be held accountable for even just saying that. No one would find it funny, but somehow when it's about men, it's funny? And women are proudly admitting in the comment section? Is that really where we're at now? I just don't see how this is funny in any shape or form. And this man's question might have been genuine on some fronts. Maybe he genuinely wants to know what to watch out for. I mean, I guess those women are identifying themselves.
Babe, I gave you $1,000 to deposit. You said you needed to buy something. I asked you how much. You said, oh, maybe like $100 bucks. I said, okay, cool. Just deposit the rest. Nothing got deposited. Explain to me why you needed $100 out of $1,000 and there's nothing left.
Because it was already like spent at that point. It's not even.
What was already spent?
It's not even like it's not even $1,000 anymore. It's not like a whole $1,000. So
how much did you spend? At first, how much did you spend?
I needed $100.
So you had $900 left.
Left over as
yes.
change.
Why the fuck didn't you deposit the $900?
Because it was change.
In what world is $900 just change?
It's change. It's not even $1,000 anymore. So I may as well like to just keep spending it because it's not even.
How does that make sense?
It makes sense to me, and it's left over at that point. So
oh my gosh.
I just spent it. Who cares? Like
I fucking care.
Why?
I care.
Why?
Because I told you to deposit the money.
You're wrong. I'm not wrong here because.
Oh my gosh. What is wrong? There is something wrong with you. There's something genuinely wrong with your brain.
Say that.
Here's some crazy research for you. So, a third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just to have a partner. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men. I've got my answers, but I want to hear it in the comments. So please, drop it in the comments.
Baby, let me tell you something. If you take a woman on a date 3 to 5 times and she doesn't kiss you on your lips or on your cheek, baby, she not fucking. She don't like you like that. And as far as I'm concerned, she just using you for what you got. Because baby, what's a kiss? What's the kiss? You feel me? Especially if you're a woman that loves to kiss. That shit don't make no sense. And I don't want to hear like, Oh, everybody don't kiss soon as they meet somebody, and that's too soon. Baby, it ain't too soon for him to be spending his money on you, taking you on date after date after date. You better be glad he ain't trying to fuck. You heard it here first. Yeah.
You know why dating is actually super unfair for men compared to women? Men always have to go into a relationship and prove their worth to be dateable. Men have to go in and say that they either earn a lot of money, or they know a lot of things, or they have a lot of skills, or something that they've really well built. Men have to provide value in order to be desirable by any woman. And a woman can just show up and look good, and that's it. She doesn't have to prove anything. She doesn't have to have anything, own anything. She just has to look somewhat good. Any woman out there who says that dating is actually harder for women, you sure about that? Because it's actually not.
Men, I'm just so very sad. I'm laughing, but I'm sad. The amount of men who have commented and said they absolutely will not approach a woman anymore is so sad. The reasoning behind it is so kind of all over the place. A lot of men don't want to deal with potential rejection. They say how rude some women can be, like if they just are trying to pay a compliment and a woman's like, I guess, has an attitude with them. But at the same time, I'm like, well, how are you complimenting her? Because if it's offensive, then kind of understand. But if it's just a, hey, hello, nice to see you, how's your day? You know, there's no reason to be rude. But at the same time, women are almost conditioned to think any man who steps to them is going to do something that's off kilter. What do we do? Because a lot of us women still look for the chivalrous man, and the chivalrous man is scared to come to the lady who would accept chivalry. I don't know what to do.
Women are attracted, generally speaking, the research shows, to men based on 3 reasons. The third is kindness. They don't want someone who's going to be a good person. They're impressed by men who are good to their parents and kind and go out of their way to help people, and there's no reciprocal expectation. The second is intelligence, because the smarter you are, the more likely you are to make good decisions and protect your family's offspring. And by the way, the fastest way to communicate intelligence is humor. I've always said if you can make a woman laugh, you can kiss her.
Wow.
And then the most important thing, though, to women, and people don't like to admit this, is the man's ability to signal future resources. It's not even he has to be rich now, but he has to have his act together such that he looks like he will be a decent provider. And the number of people, the number of men we're producing that qualify in this category is shrinking.
I feel like, honestly, there's a conversation that needs to be had around how many men actually want to do this. Like, how many men actually want to be involved in this type of stuff. Modern women behave in such a way that men, they don't really see a reason to want to do that, to want to provide, to want to protect, to want to approach. It's not something that men see that they'll get a return on. I mean, I hate to admit it, but some of these guys, when they sign up for marriage and relationships, they know the woman, and you talk about, oh, he's got potential and he's got to have potential, and I want to know if he's going to do this, 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 and this. A man sometimes knows this woman is a project. There's a lot of things that I have to move out of the way before she is a quote unquote good woman, right? And he has to build that woman. And it's tough.
Men are finally waking up. They are starting to see that being loyal, giving, and doing everything right does not mean that you will be appreciated. Too many good men have been bruised by women that only saw them as a wallet, a handyman, or an emotional punching bag. Those same men are now choosing themselves. They are choosing peace as well, overpressure of the world that they have to be a husband and a father. They're literally protecting their hearts. And that's not because they don't love women. They are tired of being drained by the wrong women. If women do not see that y'all are paying attention to exactly who some of us are, and some of us are just not for the right thing. They are falling to societal pressures, their little circle that's around them, their mothers, their aunties, their sisters, their friends. They want them to be the leaders in the relationship, and that's just not how it works in this world. What we say doesn't go all the time. When you're in a relationship, you have to work together as two, not as one that is being put on this pedestal that they have to get everything done for them and men have to do what women are saying. It does not work like that. It pretty doesn't work anymore. It's not about what we look like. It's about how we treat men and how they feel. And when the man knows his worth, he not going to stay for no drama. The new standards are for women is that you have to bring peace. You have to pour back into him. It's about a woman that understands that love isn't about taking. It's about building with that man and not trying to build on him. I truly believe that the era of good men is not ended, but good men have woken up and they understand their worth.
Men will keep doing for other people what's appreciated. They need to be appreciated a lot. So much of what stops happening is because we expect them to do it, and so we think they don't deserve appreciation for doing something they just should do, so we don't appreciate them. We stop saying thank you. And we stop being thank you. Honey, thank you. Thanks for doing that for me. And this is where we take so many things personally that aren't personal. Like single focus, we take personally. He's ignoring me. No, he's ignoring everything but what he's doing, and he didn't have to do that. His brain did it for him. So there's all these things we take personally, and then there's the things we don't take personally. That what they do for us, they do for us.
Unpopular opinion. Expecting for that man to lead, and you know you not ready to let go of control, is crazy work. Especially when every time he tries to lead and he tries to make decisions, you have some kind of level of objection for him or something to say or a better way to do something. You have to actually sit back and just let that man lead. Let him do what he needs to do to lead the team. Because leadership is going to require space and time for him to make the right decisions for y'all. And you have to give that to him, and you have to trust that he's making the best decision for y'all. You can't just always try to control everything. Like you want him to be the leader on the field, but you want to approve the playbook. So you want to be the coach. That's not how it's going to work inside of a healthy relationship, baby. If you want him to be the king, let him wear the crown.
Men aren't hard to understand. Y'all just don't like the truth unless it flatters your ego. Let me explain to y'all why men stopped talking. Men stopped explaining themselves because they learned something very early. Y'all don't actually listen. Y'all cherry pick what feels good and ignore the rest. He told you he didn't want a relationship, but you thought your energy could change his mind. He told you he wasn't ready, but you just thought, oh, he's just scared of love. Now you're heartbroken and mad at him for keeping it real from day one. Let's keep it a buck. Men stopped talking because y'all don't want the truth. Y'all want comfort. Y'all want a man to talk sweetly rather than truthfully. And then when he goes silent, you call him distant, cold, and toxic. No, he's just done explaining himself to someone who hears emotions over facts. Y'all say y'all want a real man, but the moment he's real with you, you fold. Stop asking for honesty if you can't handle hearing it.
Maybe the man is trying to talk to you, but you lose your mind the third word in. If you want to know how he feels, you need to be quiet just a little bit. I know you're mad. I know you're upset. But if the goal is to find out why he feels the way he feels, or how he feels in the first place, so you can get to the other question, which is why you feel that way, then you've got to be quiet. Yep, long enough for him to get it out. And what about the body expressions, the noises? You know, all those sound effects while he's trying to talk. How is the man supposed to keep his train of thought through all of that? And then the looks that you give him. Wouldn't all of that keep you from wanting to even look at the person that you're trying to talk to? Look, the fact that he is trying to talk to you and trying to explain his side of whatever you're going through pretty much says he wants to work on this thing. He wants to get to a solution. He wants to help solve this problem. But help is the key word. If you're going to participate in that helping stage, it involves listening, not interrupting. Because think about it. You went on talking for at least 12 hours. And within those 18 hours, he didn't say a word. Because by hour 48, he just figured, okay, it's probably time for me to talk now. And the moment he opened his mouth, oh, whatever! And he's looking at you like you crazy. Because he's in disbelief and he needs a nap. He needs a therapist. Baby, all I'm saying is he's gonna pull back. He's not gonna want to say anything, explain anything. He's not even gonna want to think about a response. Because by hour 74, the man gotta call his job because he done missed a full day of work and he ain't had no sleep. So just be quiet, just for a little bit, okay? I'm sure that if you gave him at least 5 minutes, you would find out that that man actually knows how to communicate. Just think about it. I love you. Be well.
We actually respect a man who is not focused on us. And that's hard. You know, that's hard for a man to not be focused on women because, I mean, we're attractive, right? We attract men and we just take advantage of it. We expect the chase all the frickin' time, even if, you know, even if we're not looking for it. It's crazy. We say no. At first. That's the thing. That's the first test. When I say we test you, we're saying no.
Okay, is it actually true that a guy treats you the way he wants to be treated first, and then he starts treating you the way you've been treating him?
No, that's not true at all. I'm Max Butterfield, Dr. Max Butterfield. I study this kind of thing for a living, and I make daily reels about love, dating, attraction, relationships, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. I don't have much cleavage to show you, but I can tell you what the data says. And you know what? My data is probably better than your data. So follow me if you want to know more. And again, like I said, no cleavage. Well, I mean a little.
You know that dating motto that girls came up with? If he won't, find someone who will. Like if he won't open your door for you, find someone who will. Simple, right? My brother just asked me, does that work for guys too? I was like, of course. Find a girl that is up to your standards. Yeah. So he's like, so if she doesn't cook for me, find someone who will. Yeah, technically. If she won't do my laundry for me, then find a girl that will. If she won't come to the gym with me, find a girl that will. Why does it sound so bad when men say?
You see, this is a generation where men were all taught how to treat women, how to serve them, how to talk to them, and most importantly, how to not upset them. Things like happy wife, happy life. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. You ever heard this one? The 2 most important words a man should learn when he gets married are, I'm sorry. And I want to ask everyone, who here has ever seen someone teaching their daughters how to treat a man, teaching them how they can best serve him, how they should humble themselves and apologize to him, how they should do things that make him happy? No, they were taught, if he's not doing it for you, someone else will. If he ain't making you happy, someone else will. If he's not making enough money, someone else will. And on and on and on, which has created a generation of entitled women and passive pushover men who are both miserable.
It's crazy to expect the best version of a man but not be willing to change anything about yourself. That man is going to outgrow you because you are not going to be able to keep up.
All right, so we're going to pull it in here, you know, do a little dance while you in.
Close. You going to put a whole thing in there?
Oh.
Now close it.
All right, y'all. And if you want, you can do a little dance.
Back up.
If you want, shake it up. You know?
Men who seek out tradwives are no different from men who purchase. What is a man gaining whenever he has this tradwife? He is gaining somebody who is going to tend to the house and who also will be his personal buddy whenever he wants to have with her.
In exchange, she is being compensated through housing, through whatever allowances this man gives her, and through whatever activities, dates, etc. that they go on together.
They hate these tradwives because tradwives are, first of all, they loathe happy tradwives. These very unhappy, career-driven, feminist women loathe happy tradwives because it bothers them that you chose as a tradwife potentially a path that was more traditional and feminine and didn't do all of this stuff that masculinized you, and that you found happiness in that.
You really can't tell how many women, modern women, watch too much TV. A lot of the stuff that they say is for shock value. It's for effect. That's what they do on TV. That's what they do in the movies. They say it because it's make-believe. It's not real. It's made up. It's fantasy. So nobody should take me seriously because it's a cool line that I said in a movie back in 1993. And now everybody remembers me for it. And even though I've played so many other roles, so many other parts in different movies, people still remember me because I said something that was so cool. It was so in the moment. It just really fit the environment. It was so smooth. It made me feel like just $1 million as the viewer. Like, man, if I could be that cool, if I could say something and people just stop. Just mind-blowing knowledge and mind-blowing coolness and just vibe and just ego and just aura and just, that's what this is. That's what this is. They say stupid stuff for shock value. Shira does it all the time. Stupid. Just sitting around thinking of things and there's like, oh, I'm gonna test this one out. Oh, I'm gonna say this one. Let's see how it goes. It's dumb. It was dumb when you started talking about it. It was dumb when you were testing it out, and it's dumb now. Stop saying stupid stuff like that. Just because you can't figure out how to do the right thing doesn't mean that everybody else doesn't have their life together. Just because you're not cut out for relationships, you're not fit to be with a man, doesn't mean that there aren't some people out here that can't get it together. Y'all keep on saying this dumb stuff, and just because some idiots in the comments hype you up, you think you done said something. Once again, I say, this is what the education that these women are going for, that they're touting, that they're bragging, that they're waving in front of a man's face. Look, I'm more educated than you. This is what the money that they spend is getting them. You're failing.
We're past the era of men making assumptions that women need help. Because again, that could be considered disrespectful and misogynistic. And so men aren't going out of the way to just lend a helping hand to women because they don't want to be seen as misogynistic.
I could see now why men pull away emotionally, because it just happened to me today, and I got to see from a man's point of view what it's like to date a woman sometimes. This is no shade towards women in any way, because I'm a woman. I completely understand, and I'm sure I do this as well. But it was funny because I came home, me and my sister lived together, and as soon as I get in the house, she just starts bitching at me about things that she wished I was doing, like cleaning the cat's litter box, setting up certain appointments, whatever it was around the house. And then all of a sudden I was thinking, like, no wonder I always just go to my room. Like, I don't want to be around you when as soon as they come into the door, you're just kind of nagging. Like, I get that you're doing it, like, she's trying to do it in a jokey way, like, oh, are you gonna clean today? Oh, are you gonna do this today? And I'm just like, fuck off. I love my sister, but that nagging is, and I understand. What I was realizing is women do this all the time. We emotionally need to regulate. Like, there are certain times that you say, okay, if I want to actually get my partner to do something for me, because all that did is made me want to pull away and be like, fuck you, I'm not going to do it. And I can understand why men never do what you want them to do. You're like, I've told you 1,000,000 times to do this, I've told you to do this, and you're like, why can't I get him to do things? Because you're not saying it in the best fucking way. Set apart time where you're like, hey, this night at this time, can I talk to you? Let's just like talk about our relationship and things going on. Like, we'll set time for it. Then he can mentally prepare and be in that mode. But when he's just coming home from work, or he's just coming home from something and he's not in the mood for that, and you're just coming at him nagging, I understand. I was like, I get it. I wouldn't want to talk to me either. I'd be like, fuck off. Like, if guys did that to us, we'd be like, go the fuck away. Like, ew, you're annoying. But when we do it, we're like, it should be fine. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, get over it. But yeah, just figuring out times to say what you want, say your needs to them, setting time apart for that is so important. You can't just nag whenever you feel like it, because if they're not in the right headspace or whatever, they're just not going to hear you the way you want, and you're just like hurting your relationship over time. Over time, they're going to pull away from you, because they're like, even me, I noticed I just wanted to go to my room. I was like, I don't even want to talk to her when I come in the house. I just go straight to my room, because I'm like, I'm trying to avoid her now. And that's horrible. I'm avoiding her instead of just dealing with it and being like, hey, can you not talk to me when I get home right away about things that you want me to change? And like, that's what you would wish a man would say, but they don't. So you just tell him, hey, let's set us part time where we can talk about things, just us. So then you don't have a relationship where you guys get so annoyed and triggered by each other. It's so important, and it just keeps the love alive.
Like, why are you clocking my hijab, sister girl, when you laid up with that married man last night? Why are you clocking my hijab when you still having babies unmarried? Why are you clocking my hijab when you at the bar getting drunk, smoking hookah every Friday?
Women are not better cheaters. They're not better cheaters. And if I've said that, I got to correct myself. Yes, both are sneaky. I think it's easier for men to get caught, but they're not better cheaters. They're just cheating with a better species. And I say that, and I know it's going to piss people off, but because women will typically want to blow your shit up. Men will not. Men will be happy as hell that you are cheating on your husband. One, he gets to violate your man. Two, because you're not going to be all up in his space because you already got a man. That's why once you leave your man, the shit is typically over with. It's over because he didn't want you to begin with. Everybody has the same game. Everybody has the same sneaky behaviors and the same lying-ass excuses. The difference is who you're cheating with. So when a woman starts to cheat, she usually stops having sex with her man completely. Altogether, stops having sex. Why? Because she's getting good D from the side dude. But here's the difference. Men do not move like that. A man will cheat, yes. But he rarely will stop having sex with his woman at home. Now, he might not be doing it as much, but he's still doing it. And he don't care if his side chick got a man, a husband, a boyfriend, 2 boyfriends, or a whole damn roster. If he's hitting, it's cool. He might pretend to care about the situation, but he really doesn't. It doesn't matter to him. It's about access. It's not about romance and building a future and all this other crazy shit. Women, on the other hand, get some good D from the side dude and start tripping. They start fantasizing about a whole life, running away together. Now she wants him to ruin his life and his family and his peace just so she can keep that experience all to herself. She has this image in her head of him coming home from a long day at work, making her dinner, giving her a massage, cleaning the house, and then dicking her head off. That is the delusional cheater for you. The reality cheater knows what it is. Day one, he knows the boundaries. He knows how far he's willing to go, and he's not out here threatening to break up homes, families, none of that. It's only the delusional cheater that you ever hear say, I'm going to tell your wife, or your wife and I need to have a woman-to-woman conversation. You ain't never heard a man out here talking about, I'm telling your husband. Where? Please tell me. If I'm wrong, let me know. I need to see it. Oh, I need to have a conversation with your husband, man to man. Never. Because they know what they signed up for and they're cool with that. And the delusional cheater will play herself every single time because she's trying to turn a fuck into a forever. The reality cheater stays in the background, in the shadows somewhere, keeps the shit transactional, which is what it was supposed to be from the jump. And when it's time to move on, the delusional cheater does not move on. They go into full detective mode. Got to search your girl's name on Facebook, on Instagram, trying to find out where you live, trying to find out where she works. That's why you can't be giving out this information. Got to just cut people off cold. But the delusional cheater does not ever want closure. She wants chaos. So that's for whoever needs to hear that today.
My best piece of advice to women is, if you're in a relationship, is to treat your man like a king. Do his laundry, clean his room, make his bed in the morning, feed him. The main thing is to always cook for him. As soon as you walk through the door, you are supposed to ask him and his friends, are you guys hungry? Can I make you guys something? Now he looks like the big dog. Now he feels confident that his woman got him. And now all his friends know that he has a prize. Even though he's the prize, he has a good woman standing by him.
Last year, I was a really terrible wife. Not because I didn't love my husband, but because I was prideful and I wanted control, and I thought that I knew what was best. I rolled my eyes more than I prayed. I criticized more than I encouraged, and I thought that submission was a dirty word. Little did I know the safety and security I would find being under biblical authority. I treated leadership like a threat instead of a gift, and I was constantly trying to change him, but God really needed to change me. This year, I am choosing a different way. I am choosing God's way. I am learning that submission is not silence, it is strength under control. I'm learning that honoring my husband does not mean that I am shrinking, but I am rising to the calling of a godly wife. I still mess up. A lot. I'm not perfect. But instead of fighting, I am praying. And instead of being full of bitterness, I am choosing to give it all to the Lord. Instead of why isn't he doing more, it's how can I serve him? God's design for marriage is nothing like the world's, but it's healing my heart and it's healing my home. I am not the wife that I used to be, and every single day I praise God for that. This is the year for women to rise up and stop settling for worldly marriages, but start fighting for godly ones. To build homes on truth and not trends. This is the year that we turn from the world and turn to the Word and build marriages that last. Bye.
So I've said this once and I'll say it again. If you want to prevent your man from cheating, there's 5 simple things that you need to do to keep him happy. It's really not difficult. So let's stop complaining about our man cheating on us when, number 1, put out. Do the deed. I don't care if you're his wife or his girlfriend. There's too many women nowadays that don't give their men the cookie. And I'm not even talking about every day. Like, we can be reasonable here, but at least 5 days a week. But if you don't want him to go look for it elsewhere, you should probably give it to him yourself. That's number 1. Number 2, cook a meal. I know it's crazy nowadays. Women don't want to cook anymore. They don't want to be the Tradwife. At the end of the day, if you want to keep your man happy, make him a meal. Number 3, clean the house. Clean the house. When your man gets home, he does not want to come home to a messy house. If you don't live with him, go to his house and clean his house. I said it. I know. I said it. Number 4, be respectful. The second you are disrespectful to your man, or you don't treat him with respect, you've lost him. You've lost him. You could be the hottest, coolest chick in the world. You show him disrespect and in public, done. Likely that guy is gone and in someone else's pants. Stat. And number 5, give him some peace and quiet. Give him peace and quiet. He doesn't want to hear you nag. He doesn't want to hear you complain. Figure out a better way to communicate so you guys are both getting your needs met. It's really simple. If you don't agree, let me know in the comments. Men, do you agree? Would love to hear your opinion on this, but I don't know why this is such a challenge. Like, let's get back to being in a relationship. Novel concept.
We need to be our husband's biggest fans. Like cheering the loudest for him in the section. And this is something that took me a really long time, I can't lie, y'all, to like grasp a hold of. Like, I've always been madly in love with my husband, but I'm also like such a realist when it comes to certain things. And my husband has these ideas, y'all, out of the wazoo. And there was once a time in our marriage to where he would bring me an idea and I would immediately think super practically and be like, I don't think that's going to work. I don't think it's a good idea because of A, B, C, and D. And y'all, we can't do our men like that. We can't do our men like that. Like, as their partner, as their helpmate, as their peace, imagine how confident our men would be if we are speaking life into them daily. And that doesn't mean going along with everything that they say or everything that they want to do, but there's a way that you say things. Y'all know that I like to talk about that. Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up. Y'all, we should be encouraging our men. Men, you should be encouraging your wives, because if we don't give it to them, 9 times out of 10, they're looking for it. I won't even say from other people, but just from other things. So just imagine if you woke up every morning cheering that man, that woman on, babe, you got this. You can do this. Oh, I heard you in the office killing that call. Just find small things to just compliment them on. I promise you, it'll do so much for them mentally.
The one rule I refuse to break as a wife: I never make my husband feel small. You can disagree, you can express your feelings, but the moment you start belittling, emasculating, or talking down to your man, you've already started to destroy the foundation of your relationship. Respect isn't optional. It is the oxygen of your marriage. I don't care how independent, educated, or strong a woman claims to be. If you tear down your man publicly, privately, whatever, you're not powerful. You are poisoning your own peace. Because when a man feels disrespected, he stops leading. And when he stops leading, the polarity dies. And when the polarity dies, the intimacy disappears and you guys are done for. You want a healthy marriage? Feed your man respect, not resentment. A real woman knows how to hold her power without taking his. And that is the one rule I will never break, because that is what keeps our marriage unshakable. We need to bring polarity back into modern marriages, because it is completely gone. We have lost it, and that is what's going to save your marriages. I guarantee it. Mark my words.
When my husband comes home from work, I want him to feel one thing: loved. So every evening, our daughters and I meet him at the front door, sometimes with a drink in hand, sometimes it's just hugs and kisses, but always with love. It's our way of saying, you are home, you are safe, and you are wanted here. I make sure clean clothes are folded on the bathroom sink and a fresh towel is hung up waiting for him. Most nights, dinner is already started or on the stovetop warm. In the mornings, his work clothes are ready, his lunch is packed, and that special little note is tucked in there for him to enjoy on his lunch break. When I can, I hop on the mower. I always keep the groceries stocked, and I make sure he never has to worry about running out of anything. At night, there's usually a back rub waiting just to help him let the day go. To some, those things might look small, but to me, they are everything. They are the daily ways I get to say, I love you. I take care of him because he takes care of us. And that's the beauty of marriage.
Women need to stop dating down. If you want to do charity work, volunteer. As a divorce lawyer, I see it far too often. A woman with degrees, drive, discipline, and dreams shackled to a man whose only ambition is comfort. She thinks love will level the playing field, and he thinks love means never being asked to grow. We don't talk about this enough, but dating down is a long-term liability, not just emotionally, but financially, energetically, and psychologically. When you date someone who isn't in alignment with your values, your work ethic, your lifestyle, or your ambition, you're not just carrying a relationship, you're carrying the weight of 2 lives and pretending it's love. He will let you pay for dinner, co-sign the car, help him find himself, and call you materialistic when you ask for bare minimum effort. The worst part, you'll justify it. You'll say he has potential, you'll say he's healing, you'll say we're a team, but only one of you is playing offense.
You know, back in my day, there was a game that we played that, quite frankly, I hated it. And the adults at that time, they thought it was the greatest game. I was like, man, this is a dumb game. I don't know why we play this game. This is so stupid. Why don't we go outside and play kickball? Why don't we go outside and climb fences or whatever? This is the dumbest game, and they make it seem like anybody, a normal kid, would want to play this. I hated it. But the older I get and the more videos that I see, especially this one, I say, you know what? Maybe we didn't play that game enough. Maybe there should have been an extension of the game. Maybe we should have said, okay, you and you, y'all go to the next round. But you and you, y'all go to a special round, a bonus round, where you have to do more than the others. You need to stay in this mode more than others. That game was the quiet game. Be quiet. Stop talking. You don't have anything to say that's going to contribute to society. Stop talking. You think that you sound smart. Stop talking. And I believe I saw that she was a divorce lawyer. Once again, this is what our education, this is what our academic pursuits has got us. This right here. These modern women are going to school. They're learning and passing. But then they're getting out and applying it foolishly. They're not here to protect anybody else. They're here to protect their own interest. And because their interests are immature, because their interests stem from things that they thought should have been right in childhood, they fight for those things, even though in some instances they realize those things are actually very immature. They see why things were the way they were. I can see if you get up and you're a divorce lawyer and you're fighting for somebody that has been a victim, somebody that's been taken advantage of, somebody that, these predators are out here creeping on them. I can see if somebody's done wrong. Maybe they were in a car accident, they've been injured, they need representation. But y'all are out here talking stupid, telling women to do stupid stuff, knowing that's going to leave them single, even more single than they already were. And it's going to lead, because they actually want a man, it's going to lead to a more miserable life for them. And they're going to have to find friends that they don't care to have because they want a man, they want a husband. They're going to have to get involved in hobbies that they actually don't want because they have so much free time. And mind you, if you can find something to do, go for it. But what y'all are doing to these women with this dumb advice is leading them down a path of destruction.
Men's mental health is important to me because I've had the phone calls. I've had that phone call from a male friend where he is screaming that he can't do it anymore. He can't fight anymore. And the person I'm speaking about, he couldn't. Because it wasn't long after that phone call I stood at his grave. And he's just one. I have one male friend left. And he's in prison. I have a 6-month-old son, and I have to somehow get my son ready for this world where he's not allowed to show emotions. He's not allowed to speak his mind. He will be used by females, and I have to explain to him what a female can do. I have to somehow also get him ready because he's multicultural. He's Lebanese, he's Danish, he's English. So already there we've got a problem, right? I fight for this because the thought of my son, our son, that beautiful little boy that's 6 months old, growing up in the society that we are in right now makes me... I can't. I won't let him go through what so many men are going through, and I won't stand by his grave one day. This is not a trend for me. I take the hate messages, the threats, and everything that feminists are sending to me. I will take them and I will keep taking them because there are too many men suffering, and I refuse to let my son be one of them. And I refuse to stand at another grave or send a letter to another prison. I refuse to do that. Men deserve more. And the suicide rates for men is so much higher than what you think. So if you're a female, let me tell you this. You have it fucking good. Men don't. And if you're a mother to a boy like me, you would understand this fear, because if you don't, you are delusional.
Change the way.
So I just got home. I was attempting to go on like a little solo adventure tonight by myself downtown. And I went downtown, I got out of my car, I started walking, and then I turned around, walked back to my car, and went home. So I think social anxiety got the best of me just a little bit. I love doing things on my own, but sometimes it is hard. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just sharing my experiences and maybe other people can relate.
So see down there you have hashtag solo date. And you're trying to go out and get out of the house and trying new things. You're asking, can anybody relate? Well, as a matter of fact, they can. This is what a lot of men go through. They try to get out of the shell. They try to find something that they've never done before. Oh, maybe ask a woman out that they think is really, really beautiful. And so you got to think, if I have social anxiety, just getting out the car, walking, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be here. I'm going to try it next time. I'm going home. Think of a man having to approach a group of women, maybe 2 or 3 of which he thinks are extremely beautiful. Doesn't quite know what to say. What I'm trying to get modern women to understand is maybe you need to help him out. All right? If he looks at you, instead of that, or you know what, actually, maybe that might help. Maybe instead of just looking straight, you give him like wide eyes or something like that and freak him out and maybe smile and, hey, and then maybe wave him over. And when he gets over, hey, hi, what's your name? Oh man, that was kind of weird, Oh, well, I just wanted to make sure you came over and talked to me. Oh, okay, you got me. Hey, this is my friend Callie. This is my friend Jessica. Jessica, say hi to Ryan. Hey, Ryan. Listen, I don't want to waste you ladies' time. It looks like y'all are having a nice time tonight. Just wanted to come over and say that I thought you were really beautiful, and seems like you got a sense of humor too. So, like I said, I don't want to waste your night, but want to see if I can get your number, or if you're not comfortable with that, your Instagram, and see where it goes. And, oh, okay, well, I don't know. What do the girls think? What do you think? Is he okay? Just kind of like playing around, right? Just, well, maybe we ought to do a committee, or just like you're flirting is essentially what you're doing. Maybe we ought to have a little meeting. I don't know. Maybe you can buy me a drink and I can be persuaded. Just like little stuff like that. Just banter. But nowadays, y'all don't even do that. Y'all's eye contact, y'all might hold it, but then when a man starts walking over there, you don't maintain the eye contact. And I understand it's weird. You don't want to just like, yeah. You don't want to do that. It's like, it's weird, right? But, you just want to make sure. You want to prepare yourself. A lot of y'all stay sitting down. Y'all be at the bar, your back be turned, and the man's walking over to you, and instead of fix yourself now. You're not really doing anything, but, just do something I'm getting ready, because I know you're coming over to talk to me. Putting my hair out the way, and I'm, adjusting myself. How are you? You're just 2 people meeting, trying to get to know each other. Right? So like I said, remember that social anxiety that you have. And next time a man tries to come up to you, remember, dang, that's how I felt. Let me give him a little bit more grace. These are the signs that I can give out to show him I'm definitely interested. Come over and talk to me.